Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the car, welcome back to Cornwall, welcome back to autumn. It is autumn in Cornwall, summer is a distant memory. So the few weeks that we had when everything was on fire, upside down and being immolated by the sun, well, that's behind us. We had 2 weeks of torrential rain, which was, that was the first 2 weeks of September. It was unbelievably wet. And then after all of that, it's just a little bit nippy now. I mean, you can feel it in your toes if you're walking around just in your socks. It's just like, oh, it's a little cold. So we're just going to turn in here. That's a weird junction when you're just driving towards another car. Excellent. So we're back on the road that we all know and love. There are multiple ways to get here. There are also multiple ways to leave here. But do you ever leave? Is it like the Hotel California? I don't know. So again, I'd just like to start the vlog by saying thank you to everyone who's been watching these videos and supporting the channel. And that is, I mean, what is a channel without viewers? And you guys have been the best. Actually, no, genuinely. Like, in terms of comments, in terms of views, in terms of likes and things, you guys have actually been really, really genuinely nice people. The kind of people who I imagined that we would, well, I hoped we would get when we started doing YouTube. It's just like, I hope we find a bunch of nice people. And it turns out that we have. So in terms of comments, very rarely, I think about 3 or 4 times in the channel's entire existence has someone ever posted something that's been a little bit questionable in terms of comments, and usually they just get banned. And usually they're just like meme accounts, weirdly. It's just like the grumpiest commenter, and then they leave a grumpy comment and it's just like, okay, goodbye, don't need you. Ooh, have they resurfaced this? I don't think so. Nope, it's a level crossing. But as for everyone else, yeah, you guys have been absolutely brilliant. So thank you. Give yourself a pat on the back, and if you can't do that, find someone who will. Oh yeah, the comments, the donation system. So yes, below each of the videos there is a little donation link. For some people, if you're kind of new here or if you've been away and come back, the donation system is through Ko-fi. So it's not through Patreon. Because Patreon has the whole thing of like, oh, it's a recurring subscription to something. No, if you have a few bucks spare, you can donate a little bit. There is a recurring donation thing there. I would encourage everyone who does do a recurring donation to keep an eye on it. You know, make sure you can still afford it. If you're struggling to pay for the heating or buy beans or whatever, don't donate. It's straightforward. If you don't have enough money, if you don't want to, there's no pressure to. But for the people who have, thank you. I do keep an eye on it, and usually about the 1st of every month, what I do is reset the monthly donation goal, which I haven't forgotten about. That's the one where if we get above a certain amount, then you guys get to vote on the costume that I would wear while sat in the car. It hasn't changed. Maybe we should change the costume types. I don't know. Fortunately, we didn't get high enough to trigger that. All right. Fortunately, we didn't get high enough to trigger that, especially during the summer, when there would have been 2 huge problems for me. First of all, it was hot, super hot. The other problem would have been that I would have been driving around in an outfit chosen by you guys while there are 4 million other people driving around in Cornwall. I mean, I don't know what would happen if I was wearing something outrageous and the car broke down, for example. So yeah, fortunately we haven't got to that little thing. If you don't know what that is about, if the channel gets over $150 in a single month, then I'll do a vote on Discord for the next outfit that I would wear, like an actual costume. And I'm hoping that people would do the right thing and choose a Starfleet outfit, because I would quite like, I'm not going to lie, another Starfleet outfit, because I really, really do like Star Trek. But it's a democracy. Things are a democracy. that bus there, its suspension is collapsed. Weird. And I love that house again. Lovely. So yeah, I do like this part of the world. So we're just going to cruise gently this way. There's no real reason to be out today. Yeah. So I'm just navigating. I mean, I guess for an American, these roads are very, very narrow and very, very tiny. Yep, that's just the way it is. It's the way it is in the UK. In fact, these ones are actually quite wide compared to what I'm used to. But hey, that's the thing. So yeah, going back to the donation system, thank you for everyone who has donated. If you've left a comment on coffee, just know that I have read it, but I can't reply to it. I don't know why. It's because it's a super simple site. Yeah, I can't reply to comments over there, or even give them a thumbs up or anything. So I'm going to go through here. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. The other thing. Oh yeah. The other thing to note. So I'm trying to drive and remember things because you can't write anything down in a car. The other thing to note is that anything that is donated. Geez, that was a bit of an aggressive bump. Anything that is donated, it goes back straight to the channel. So that's electricity or hardware if the computer needs something. And believe me, I have got through quite a bit of hardware in the years that I've been doing the channel, and not just like buying stuff, like buying toys, but sometimes a stick of RAM goes bad, or sometimes your power supply straight up dies. I have had that where I've gone to turn on the computer and there's just been an alarm sound. It's like, oh no, and the power supply has been deader than disco. Like seriously messed up. There's pool noodles in the road. I'm gonna try and not drive over them. Weird. So yeah, all goes on the channel. No toys or anything. We went that way last time. We're gonna go this way this time. Good. Well, that was messy, but oh, and suddenly the sun's gone away. Weird. Yeah, that was messy. But yeah, I'm just now it gets narrow. Jesus, I don't even know what this vlog is. We're driving through Middle Earth. It's fine. Yeah, what I was actually going to talk about on the channel, on the vlog today, was I was in the shower earlier and I was like, I do a bunch of stuff in the shower and I wonder if other people do the same thing. And maybe we can come up with some top tips, because a lot of the stuff that I do in the shower is done because, well, it's just like a learned experience. So one of the things that you may or may not know about me is that I have super sensitive skin, incredibly sensitive. I am not allergic to wool, but I cannot wear it. My skin will go red and then come out in a rash. It is thoroughly unpleasant to wear any type of wool. If I have my hair cut, I need to go and then not only shower, but run sticky tape along the back of my t-shirts and everything, and sometimes even take a high-power torch and a magnifying glass to make sure there's no bits of hair stuck in the actual t-shirt itself. A single bit of cut hair just stuck in the fibers of the t-shirt, I can feel it. I mean, it's terrible. Which means shaving first thing in the morning, because I wet shave every morning, can lead to huge amounts of skin irritation. So my top tip, if you do have sensitive skin and you have been shaving long enough to, I mean, everyone goes into a pattern when they shave. You just go left, right, chin, nose, and you're kind of done, right? Right? So yeah, you end up in sort of a pattern. I find that shaving in the shower really helps with skin irritation. So top tip, shave in the shower. You put the stream of water at your back, you use the soap as normal, the shaving foam as normal, and then just straight up just shave blind. And I find it leads to less redness and less rashes and things. Yeah, and you just have a decently clean shave. You don't have the mirror to look into. I mean, even if you did have a mirror, you wouldn't be able to see anything because it would all be steamed up. So yeah, but yeah, top tip, shave in the shower if you have sensitive skin. The other thing that I did yesterday was trim my fingernails, because everyone has fingernails, well most people have fingernails, and I found that the nail scissors, specifically nail scissors, tend to be quite sharp, and they curved, and what happens is, oh, this is a stop sign, so we have to stop. We have stopped. He's turning. Because he's turning, I can see, oh crikey. That's a really sharp turn there. Cool. Oh, I think I know where we're Fradden. Of course I know where we are. Yeah, nail scissors and nail clippers tend to leave your nails really sharp, and sometimes you can cut in towards the, is it the quick that's at the end? Well, you can cut into the, like, the soft tissue accidentally, especially if you're half asleep and cutting your nails. And I'm just like, yeah, these are useless. The best nail scissors that I have found, the absolute tippity-top best way of cutting your nails, are actually the collapsible mini scissors that you get in a Christmas cracker. You can actually get them at Boots as well, Boots the chemist, if you happen to be in the UK. But yeah, you can get these collapsible mini scissors, and what happens is, what you do is you put the blade underneath your fingernail, and then the top blade you just use to nibble. So you nibble around the outside of your fingernails, and that gives you like a minimum distance of the thickness of the blade, which is about 1 millimeter, coupled with the fact that you're just nibbling the way around the outside of the nail, so you're not left with any sharp edges or any sharp points. Oh, normally we would come out there. That's where we came out last time. Nice. So yeah, you're not left with any sharp points or anything. It's a lot easier. It's kind of like using tin snips versus an angle grinder, I guess. Yeah. And then you're not having to file stuff down afterwards. I think that's the way I would describe it. So yeah, tippity top tip, if you're cutting your nails, those little tiny collapsible stainless steel scissors you get from a Christmas cracker, they're just amazingly good. So that's great. Oh, I do have a top tip about smell as well, because I'm sensitive to smells and things, and I do not want to be walking around smelling like biscuits. I don't know what it is about the human body, but the human body can come up with some weird smells. So I shower at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day if I'm just bored and want to have a shower. I don't know, I just like being clean. It's just one of my functions. But what I tend to do is wear body spray and male perfume. I don't know what you call it. It's definitely a scent for males. But there is a tippity top tip that we can add to that. So, oh God damn it! I gotta remember his name. I have a name blindness. I have a problem remembering names. Oh, all right. So it was Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton in Hot Fuzz. So I watched Hot Fuzz, which is a film, and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and they were talking about Timothy Dalton, who plays one of the antagonists in the film, and they said Timothy Dalton smelt great. He smelled like money and old leather. And I was watching the DVD, because this was on the DVD commentary, and I was like, I want to smell like money and old leather. So for ages I was just like, I don't know how to do this, until we were out as a family one day, and one of the people we were with happened to smell, had a male scent on, and it was quite nice, and I was like, oh, what is that smell? And so Mum went and found out. Turns out it was Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani. And different scents work differently on different skin types, so you typically would have to go to a perfume shop and work out what works for you. But yeah, Acqua di Gio by Giorgio Armani for me works really well. So what I do is under my pits, so under your arms, I use a bit of Lynx Africa. Now I believe Lynx is called Axe in America, And the thing about Axe or Lynx is that on its own, it smells like a locker room. It smells like it's not good. It's not a good smell. But you want something like literally a deodorant for under your arms. When it comes to your collarbone, so Lynx Africa under your arms, your collarbone, that's a bit of Giorgio Armani. So that's the Acqua di Gio. I do have Lacoste Pour Homme if I want a slightly different smell, but mostly, yeah, definitely Giorgio Armani. And there is a third secret smell. So Bulldog, Mr. Worldwide, I believe he's a music producer, if I had to guess. He was on Radio 1 once, a long time ago, which is a radio station in the United Kingdom, owned by the BBC. I mean, it's Radio 1. They were doing an interview and they were talking about scents on there, smells on there. And one of the things that he said was that he mixes male and female scents. So he wears a little bit of perfume for ladies because ladies actually find that that's kind of an attractive smell. And I was like, oh wow, that's amazing, tell me more. And the interviewer said, oh, that's amazing, tell me more. And then he said, no, that is the information, but what I use is unique to me. You go find something else that's unique to you. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting information. So there is something in the UK, and I have literally no idea if it's available anywhere else, or if it's available in any other supermarkets, but there is a product called So Kiss Me. I think the product is called So, and there's 3 little dots, and then it says Kiss Me, and it is I think it's a female deodorant, and you get it from the ladies aisle in the supermarket. And yeah, basically it's super strong compared to like male deodorant. It's very, very strong. However, you only need a tiny little amount, and I find you could just add a little bit just on your ribs, and that will just give you a little bit of extra scent. So you don't want to go overboard with any of them, because otherwise, well, you're going to smell a little bit weird. But yeah, so a little bit of Lynx Africa. Oh, there's a car. A little bit of Lynx Africa under the pits. A little bit of So Kiss Me, just a tiny amount, and then a bit of Acqua di Gio on the collarbone. And the number of times people have said, "You smell great." Yeah, I know. I've had to work on it. So yeah, that's good. So that's my top tip. Yeah, shave in the shower if you can, because that'll save your skin. Don't use specific nail scissors. Use those collapsible ones you get from a Christmas cracker, and mix your scents and find a set of scents that works for you, because that is, well, this is the way. Excellent, good. That's what I wanted to talk about. So those are some top tips. Do I have any other top tips? Not really. I mean, there's sensible things like if you're suffering from spots or acne, change your pillowcase every night, like for a freshly laundered pillowcase. That's definitely a top tip. And that's not one that I would use myself. I mean, I do keep the bed sheets and everything nice and clean, but yeah, don't really suffer from acne. But I did used to work in a school, and that is the advice that we would give. Just have 7 pillowcases and just change them every night, because that is the one thing your face comes in contact with. And also those specific acne pads. It's like it's a mesh, a fiber pad, and it's got isopropyl alcohol on it, and you wipe it across your face, and it's supposed to degrease your face. And then you pull the pad away and it comes out grey. Well, here's the thing. Well, let's just go over here. Here's the thing. Those pads will always come out grey if they're the specific, like, skin cleansing pads. I'm getting a weird amount of water because there's a dude just hosing down stuff here. Yeah, so those skin cleansing pads will always come out grey no matter what surface you wipe them over. You can take a mirror and like clean the mirror, so it's just clean glass. There is nothing on it, no grease, no dust, no nothing, and then wipe one of those pads down it and it will come away grey. And I'm pretty sure what they use is charcoal. So there are charcoal flakes in there, and you can't see the grey until you've wiped it on a surface, which disturbs the charcoal flakes in the cleansing pad. That's how it works. That's the whole chemistry. And then they can say, well, we use charcoal to keep your skin clear. Oh, is that true? Well, no, yes and no. It doesn't really do anything. The isopropyl alcohol does all the work. But yeah. So my advice there would be, don't bother with deep cleansing pads and just use a bit of soap and water. Like hot water and some soap is pretty good. The way soap works is it's usually sodium lauryl sulfate or sodium laureth sulfate. Basically the same thing. It's a long chain molecule, and grease happens to be a long chain molecule, and they just kind of wrap around each other and make a molecule that's bigger than both. And the bigger than both molecule then is easier for water to wash away. So then when you wash the water over your face, the grease and the soap go all at the same time. At least that's what I understand. That's how I understand it. It might not be quite that way, but I am driving a car following. So there's a dude behind. Oh, there's a lady behind. Oh. I saw this car rocketing up from the rear, and I was just like, what's going on? Who are they? Who is this person who really wants to be in my boot? Well, it's a lady. All right. So the locals around here will just drive, they'll just put their foot down and drive. It's kind of like being in Ireland. Once people know the road, they just give it the beans. None of my sisters are quite like that. They'll find a direction, point their car in it, and just go. And they know the roads like the back of their hands. And I'm just like, I'd rather be a little bit more cautious. The beeps and the beps you've been hearing are the lane departure beeps and beps. But quite often we're forced across the centre white line because either there's people in the road, or somebody's left a road cone in the road, or there's a parked car, and above a certain speed, the Toyota will just say, I don't know what's going on. I've been programmed for Japan and not here. I give up. I'm like, don't worry about it. I have control. Actually, here's the thing. If you are in an aeroplane and you're taking a flying lesson and you have an instructor, the instructor will say, now put your hands on the controls. And you put your hands on the controls, so your feet go on the rudder pedals, your hand goes on the flight stick or the yoke, and you will have maybe one hand on the throttle, and you will say, I have control. And your instructor will say, you have control, because it's CRM, cockpit resource management. You have to be open and clear, especially if there's a pilot and co-pilot, or if there's a pilot and instructor. You have to be open and clear with each other so that everyone knows what's going on. There's a top tip that I didn't think I'd be giving today. But yeah, flying is fun. Not to be afraid. Nothing scary going on with flying. In fact, I'd rather be in an aeroplane right now than driving along in a car. And I'm the guy with the hands on the wheels. So, yeah, it's just a thing. I know some people are afraid of being up in an aeroplane. This conversation took a hugely sharp left turn into something else, but whatever. Because I went to Sweden earlier on in the year, and one of the things that people do in an airport, quite often they do in an airport, is just get drunk. They just drink so much, and I'm like, why? You're about to be on a thin metal tube with 2 toilets, one at each end, and they are not fun toilets to be in. Why would you fill yourself up with beer and alcohol? And I think a lot of people are afraid of flying, and to be honest, I wouldn't be. It's fun. I love the bit when you're on the end of the runway and the pilots give it the source, and you start like taking off, you start going down the runway, and you'll push back into your seat, and it's like, yeah, this is fun. I like this. But then I also did ride a motorbike for the last 20 years, so you know, speed is kind of cool. Speed is cool. Good. Well, excellent. We are once again near Penzance. I have literally no reason to come out today. I don't actually need to go to Penzance. I'm going to go there anyway and maybe get a can of beans or something. I don't know. Good. There doesn't seem to be too much traffic. A lot of the holiday traffic has actually gone home, which is nice. So the schools are back in, which means everyone is back at school. Sucks to be them. School's kind of, well, no, I didn't like school. I didn't like school, didn't like college. But then my college was rubbish. Really, really rubbish. And it's about 3 miles in that direction. I will never go back there. Even if it's on fire and they say, ooh, here's a bucket of water, could you put the fire out? I'll be like, nah, college sucked. Well, that's the thing. I'm just going to overtake this lad, because we need to be in the other lane anyway, and the lady that's been following us can stay following us. Good. Well, I think we should probably wrap this up. So once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for the people who've been donating. Thank you for that. Yeah, once again, no adverts on the channel because, well, channel doesn't qualify for them, but no adverts on the website either. Yeah, it doesn't seem a point in having donations and adverts. If you can't donate or don't want to donate, it's fine. Just carry on watching. That means a lot to me. And yeah, shave in the shower. So I'm going to leave it there. If you like this video, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe. If you do subscribe, you have the option to click the little bell, which will give you notifications when videos go live. If you don't want notifications, don't click the little bell, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time. It's like the enemy below. Can we have a single ping, please? It's not a single ping. I think he's below us.